Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Necroxis Retro Lores, the Worgen Curse. Let's get right to it. My name is Necroxis, of course, and last time, we sure did a lot. We were at Stormglen. We learned about the origins of the Worgen Curse. It has to do with the Night Elves and a sect of druids in the Night Elves, known as the Wolf Cult, or at least that was one of the groups that eventually became the Wolf Cult. That began cursing Night Elves with the Worgen Curse way back when, and they were banished to this tree right here in an Emerald Dream, the Emerald Dream, and that is why the Worgen Curse came about here. One thing I didn't say last week is that in the Worgen comic, as you're going to find out if you read it, there is a particular, let's say the antagonist of the Worgen comic was purposefully infecting Gilneans with the curse to build up his army to do something that happens in the comic that I'm not going to spoil. So that is why the Worgen suddenly attacked Gilneas so much that you don't find out in the storyline, but is actually what happens in the lore. So we went to Tempest Reach, where it turns out that Godfrey had captured Gen Greymane, who actually was a Worgen himself as well. His plan was to turn Greymane over to Sylvanas to try and get the Forsaken to leave. Of course, that wasn't going to work, but it doesn't matter because we freed Gen by killing Godfrey's two subordinates, Lord Ashbury and Lord Walden. Godfrey, with no other plan, decided he'd rather kill himself rather than serve under a Worgen. So here we are now. We've come to the outskirts of a village that's right around here, named Amberstone, I think is what Amberstone. I think it's what it's called. Amberstone, yeah. And now it's been occupied by the Forsaken, and now we're going to help free it. So let's talk to Lorna and see what she has to say. Liberation Day. We've recently found out that the villagers at Emberstone, there we go, survived most of the ravages of the curse. Unfortunately, their village wasn't as fortunate when it came to the Forsaken invasion. The Forsaken have taken villagers prisoner and forcing them to work in the nearby slave mines. So free 5 of the enslaved villagers at the mine. Let's talk to Magda Whitewall. I'm not dumb, Necroxis. I know what's ahead of us. Our people are going to go through those gates and fight an enemy that is better trained, has more numbers and weapons than us. Even if we succeed, it'll be at a great cost. For most of us, today's meal will be the last. I cannot fight, but I sure can cook. Bring me meat from the stags that roam this area, and I will ensure their last meal is the best that these folks get. And then Marcus. Slaves to no one. I was one of the few that escaped Necroxis when the Forsaken took over our town and our mine. They treated us with utmost cruelty. Those of us who were weak and could not endure hard labor were worked to death by the abomination known as Brothog. My wife was among the victims, Warlock, and I swore one day her death would be avenged. I am too frail now, but you can deliver justice for my wife. For Gilneas! Slay Brothog, the slave driver.
Good day.
So basically, we need to go up into this one. This quest right here is to get stag meat. We need to go up into the town, into Emberstone, up here, as you will slowly see coming into view, to kill some dudes, kill some Forsaken, liberate some miners who are being enslaved, and kill a particularly fierce abomination. I couldn't think of what they were called. So I'm going to do that. Actually, I have to kill these slave drivers to get the key, but this really isn't that lore intensive. What we're really doing right now is building up our forces to attack Sylvanas' forces, which have basically occupied Gilneas City. So I'm going to complete these 3 quests, and we'll continue on. Alrighty, I am back. I have completed the 3 quests. I freed the guys, got the meat, and killed the guy. He says, thank you. Our people will no longer suffer under that monstrosity's yoke. That monstrosity's yoke. There we go. I can't speak still. Turn the meat into her. She's like, yeah, that's great. Turn in Lorna Crowley. You've done it again, Necroxis. The freed villagers are eager to help us against the Forsaken in any way they can.
What is it?
Push them out. The people are free, but the town is still occupied by the Forsaken. They're cut off from their main force, so if we have to drive them out, now is our chance. Their leader, Executor Cornell, is known for his unbound ruthlessness. There's also, among them, is Valinov the Mad, a so-called scientist who carries out inhuman experiments on villagers too old to work in the mines. Take care of them all. So now we need to go up this way. And that was actually the mine I was showing you. The town is this little area over here. So we need to kill two guys and kill 4 Forsaken infantry. This shouldn't take long, so I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to show you it. So there are Forsaken banners. I can already see them. They are the blue things over there. Let's take care of this guy. My pet keeps, like, despawning. I don't know what's happening to him, so screw it. My heirlooms make me overpowered enough as it is, so it doesn't really matter. Because I know Gilneas has been buggy for me lately, so I don't know if the area is just bugged out a little bit. Or what. So I'm just going to assume it's that and just leave my imp unsummoned. None of this is actually really hard, so. Kill these guys. There's a guy who's aggroed on me, but I think he's stuck in that thing. Yeah, he's evading. But there's a way to get around that. You just stand on top of them so they can actually hit you. And then I can fight her, because she won't be evading. Just kill her. Let's see, where's Executor Cornell? He's right here. Let's get him. I'm going to use Soul Fire instead, even though I'm not supposed to use it right now. The optimal way to use Soul Fire in this spec is to wait for it to proc, but I'm too low actually to have the talent that procs it, or the ability, the passive. Let's see if I can run around these guys. Nope. Nope. Still aggroing him. We've killed Cornell. We killed the first Forsaken Infantry. Now he's got to kill Volnov, the Mad, and he's dead. So, good riddance to bad Forsaken rubbish, I guess. Does that make sense? Who knows? Now we gotta go back to Miss Lorna Crowley. That guy's fighting. He's also helping to free Gilneas from the Forsaken menace. I am just oozing with demonic power right now, aren't I? Oh, that looks so cool. I'm sorry, everybody, but Warlocks are just by far and away the coolest. The coolest class to play. Definitely has nothing to do with the fact that my main is a Warlock. Nope. Alright, we are back at Miss Lorna Crowley.
What is it?
We now have the people of Emberstone on our side, thanks to you. Great. The battle for Gilneas City. This is the biggest. I would argue this is the biggest quest in the whole zone. The time has come to Necroxis. We've rallied and armed every available Gilnean. It is time to meet the enemy head-on. Time to settle things with Sylvanas and Sylvanas and her Forsaken dogs once and for all. Liam is leading the assault from this gate. King Greyman and my father are leading the assault on the other districts. You have a crucial role to play in this as well. Wow, I cannot read. Take this rapier. Use it to inspire our men and women to combat. Speak to Krenin Aranus to take part in the battle for Gilneas City. So we have to... Where's Krenin? Here he is. It says, time to join the fray, Necroxis. With you on our side, surely we'll tip the scales in our favor.
Another day.
I'm ready.
Well met.
Our men are regrouping. They will be ready for battle in mere minutes. So let's see. Talk to Krenin Aranus. This is one of those things where it's a timed thingy. Do I have to use this now? Yeah. Oh, no, I guess not.
Well met.
No, I have to wait for them to actually do it. So I'm going to cut until they decide to start attacking. Alright, here we go. All of the Gilneans are here. The prince is here. Let's begin the battle. Inspire everyone. Yeah. I don't know how the rapier inspires people, but it does. So,
For my people.
For my people. Do I talk to him again?
Let
us take back our city.
The Forsaken think
Well
we are
met.
weak. A broken people. They think we'll roll over like a scared dog. How wrong they are. We will fight them in the fields until the last trench collapses and the last cannon is silenced. We will fight them on the streets until the last shot is fired. And when there is no more ammunition, we'll crush their skulls with the stones that pave our city. We will fight them in the alleys until our knuckles are skinned and bloody and
Okay,
our
we got it, Liam.
rapiers lay on the ground shattered. And if we find ourselves surrounded and disarmed, wounded and without hope, we will lift our heads in defiance and spit in their faces. But we will never surrender! For Gilneas!
Oh, that was so cool. The speech was long, but the end part there, when you could hear the crowd say, "For Gilneas." So basically now, this is a big event that takes place over several minutes, where you fight and defeat the Forsaken forces in the areas. Basically, until he tells me to, I have to stay near Liam, because he gives me his buff. That's one thing I always disliked about WoW is how I get why they do it, but how the AI will run back to its original spot after it engages a monster, a mob or whatever. I get that it's so that the NPCs don't ever get lost, but it's still kind of silly. So now I need to help defeat the Forsaken forces here. Oh no, I clicked. 10 comments about me clicking. I think that's it.
We've been walled up.
Oh no, there's some over here. Wait. I have to stick with Liam, so I guess we're gonna ignore those little guys that are back there. So let's go. Now we got Dark Rangers in the mix. Oh shit. It's getting serious. And then at certain points in this, if you'll notice, I'll try and point it out if I can. You'll actually see all of the, or most of the NPCs you've been interacting with fighting. You'll see the trainers. I know for a fact the class trainers are fighting. You'll see, I believe Lorna Crowley is in the mix at some point. It's really cool. It gives like a better in-depth feel to, we're actually fighting to take back the city. I need to make sure.
Abominations are blocking the way towards the military district. This won't be easy.
Screw it, we're going in. Who cares if it's easy? We are Gilneans. Oh, here she is. Yeah, Lorna Crowley. Like I said, she comes with the cannons. I can actually get on the cannons and start blasting shit. Yeah! I think we got most of these. Where's actually Lorna at? Lorna. Hey, here she goes. I missed her saying something. You could have heard it if you were listening. She said something like, "There's no way in hell I'm staying back for the fight." See? Where are they at? I know they're... I thought I saw one of them just now. The class trainers. Crowley's troops are up ahead. Press on. Okay. We've taken like a lot of the city already. We've taken all of Merchant Square. We're in here now. We're doing this area. Oh, I remember this. Time for a mini boss in a second. We get to take the catapults. Here we go! Ha ha ha! Fire! It's damaged, so it keeps losing health over time. Gorod, crush puny Worgen. Get him! Liam's like, he gives him no shits. He's just like fucking fighting this guy on his own. There's Liam. Lorna Crowley's like just meleeing him. She gives him no shits. Are there more catapults? I don't think so. These two are occupied by other players playing right now. Die, Gora! What's the debuff? Oh, he takes damage over time. Yeah! Oh, they're Worgen warriors too. They're not just regular Gilneas. Ah, see, this is so cool! And you're gonna understand why I dislike the end of this so much. Spoiler alert. Where's Liam? Where'd he go? Liam. Or where? Prince? Here he is over here. I have to stay with him. How did he get all the way back? I don't know what happened there, but whatever. He's dead. So what do I do next? I have to go this way, I believe, but they don't... See, this is one of the things I was talking about with... Sometimes this will get a little bit buggy. So now we're going to go this way, I guess. There's battles going on all over the city. Forsaken are fighting. Okay, let's push on. We need to meet up in Greymane Court.
Just join your father's forces now. We'll need our help against Sylvanas.
Here's Darius.
We do what we must.
Okay. Let's go then. Come in. Don't tell me the quest bugged out. I'm gonna be upset if it's true.
We do what we must.
We're supposed to fight. See, Sylvanas is here. It bugged out. Damn it. Blizzard. This expansion is old. Oh, okay. Now it's gonna go. Liam's coming now. Okay.
Block their retreat, Liam. We've got them right where we want them.
Oh, see, Gen's here. See. Okay, now everything's good.
Sylvanas!
Fucking just charges right in at her and doesn't give any shits. So we have to kill these banshees while he fights Sylvanas, because the banshees will protect her from taking damage. Because they're soul tethered. So once we kill them, then we can fight Sylvanas. Okay, they're dead. Let's get her. It's over, Sylvanas. Let's see how brave Gilneas gets on without the stubborn leader. Then Liam yells, "Father!"
Liam! No!
Such a waste. That arrow was poisoned. It was not meant to be wasted on your whelp. We'll meet again, Gen.
We took back our city. We took back.
Gilneas will rise again.
Liam, what happened there? See, they could have telegraphed that so much better. What happened there is Sylvanas, like, stuns everybody, which is why we all got stunned, and she goes to kill Gen with a poisoned arrow, but Liam runs in front of it. The models were also bugged there, too. Liam was just walking instead of running. And so Liam took the poisoned arrow instead of his father, and now he is on the verge of death. So now we have to report to Lorna Crowley in here.
What is it?
We've driven back the Forsaken, but we hold 3 of the 4 districts, but at what cost? Is it true then Gilneas has lost her favorite son? Oh, so he did die. I couldn't remember if he died then or later. We will mourn this when it is all over, but not a day sooner. We will not allow ourselves the luxury of grief while the enemy still breathes Gilnean air. My father's men are ready to strike while we have the Banshee Queen's trail. Just say the word if you're ready. Liam deserves swift vengeance. Follow Tobias Mistmantle in the hunt for Sylvanas. Here we go. We have to follow this guy. Follow Tobias.
As a friend of mine.
Let us go at once. We will track down Sylvanas for Gilneas. So we follow him. He runs up here. Let's do our best not to be seen. Okay. Wow, you really are good at jumping, guy. I cannot jump that far.
Ain't you a chipper-looking one?
Okay, here we go. If you guys remember correctly, this is where we had our last stand against the Worgen. Right here in this chapel. Forsaken General says, make sure everything is ready. The Orc's emissary is ready to meet Sylvanas inside the cathedral. Did you hear that, Necroxis? Sylvanas is headed to the cathedral. Let's hurry. This is actually where our final stand was, right up here. I'm glad they fixed the glass pane from that cinematic where they broke. This is a funny little oversight that I found. Interesting. Quick, hide in the water. But I want to catch the scene. There she is. Sylvanas. And the Orc emissary General Warhowl. As well as High Executor Crenshaw.
It appears you're losing control of Gilneas, Sylvanas. Garrosh fears he's going to have to carry out this invasion himself.
You can assure Garrosh that this is a minor setback. Our victory in Gilneas will be absolute.
You sound very confident, Your Majesty. I seriously hope you do not plan to use the plague. Garrosh has explicitly forbidden it.
You do well to watch your tone, General. Neither you nor Garrosh have anything to worry about. We've ceased all production of the plague, as he ordered. We'd never deploy it without his permission.
I will deliver my report to our leader, then. By your leave, my lady.
Go with honor, General.
My lady, should I order my men to stop the deployment of the plague? Or are we to continue as planned?
What kind of question is that? Of course we're deploying the plague, as planned. Let the Gilneans enjoy their small victory. Not even their bones will remain by tomorrow.
As you wish.
Hey, looks like she's not listening to any of her allies. What a surprise! Who would have saw that coming? Except quite literally every single person. I can actually run right through here because they are not aggroable. So Sylvanas is going to use the plague and kill all of us, which is just great fun times. We have to go back to Tobias, or no, to Lorna. It's pretty clear that even though Garrosh is like, no, the plague's bad, she's like, I don't give a shit. Let us continue on. Get back to Lorna in here, right? Yes, here she is.
Make it quick. What is it?
The plague, something so heinous that even the orcs not even the orcs condone its use. I say this warrants notifying King Greymane. Vengeance or survival. Tell Greymane that we have trackers on Sylvanas and tell him about the plague. The decision will be his. Launch an all-out attack against the leader of the Forsaken, or try to evacuate our survivors. Gen is in this building, I believe, right? With Liam's body. Yep. He's dead.
For Gilneas.
You present me with the most difficult choice of my life, Necroxis. Slowing the inevitable. As much as I want to exact swift and brutal revenge, I must honor my son's memory first. He cared for his people first and foremost. The Undertaker's Pass goes underground below Northgate River. You must prevent the plague from being deployed while we evacuate our men, women, and children to Aderic's repose. We've captured one of the Forsaken's dreaded bombing bats. I want you to fly the infernal beast best as you can and unleash hell upon those who would seek to bring the plague to our people. Hurry. So use the bat to kill a bunch of Forsaken. So cool. Do this. Jump on the bat. Then I have the bomb. Launch a devastating iron bomb on the Forsaken invaders. So even though they hold the cathedral quarter, guess what? We're gonna bomb your asses into the ground. So here's the plague. She's already using it. She's like, I don't give any shits. How the orc emissary did not see that is a marvel. But here we go. Now it's a bombing mission. Made famous and infamous for being overused in Burning Crusade. But they've made it a little less used. A little more sparse, I guess is a better way to say it. Something people, when I watch my videos back, I notice that I misspeak a lot, but something people don't seem to understand is, oh, I've already completed it, so let's go back to the city. Something people don't tend to understand is that it's hard to do, like, I'm actually doing two things at once. I'm doing the quest, I'm talking about it, and I'm trying to, like, maneuver around. So it's hard to do three things at once and still be completely interesting the whole time. So sorry if my babbling sometimes just runs random. So yeah, she's most definitely using the plague. There's just barrels just being launched all over the place. And cool, I find this cool at least. The plague actually will hurt you if you try to run through it. It actually kills you really fast. So it's not just for effect, it actually is damaging. Even to the player. So let's go back to Gen. You've done well, Necroxis. Almost everyone managed to make it through. Knee deep. It's time to pack it in, Necroxis. Most of our people have made it through. It's your turn now. Take this torch. You're going to need it. The tunnel's full of nasty, knee-biting critters are the worst kind. Use it to keep them at bay. Speak to Krenin on the other side. So we need to get to the tunnel, which is what? Oh, it's in here. That's right. I believe. Right. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is where the Gilneans were escaping as we were bombing them. And there are rats everywhere. I use this torch to repel them, like this.
It's not ready yet. I can't use that item yet.
And I can just, oh, I already used my sprint. Stupid rats. Get out of my face.
Still recharging.
There's like a spider for good measure. Get out of here. And we made it to Adric's Repose, which is actually on the outskirts of the city. If you want to take a look, we are right here now. So, like I said before, we've done all of this. Now we're just doing this little bit. We're almost done, actually. Let's talk to Krenin. You're here, Necroxis. Most everyone made it through, but now we're stuck here, surrounded by our own dead. What? Laid to rest. In our hurried escape for safety, we disturbed the resting home of our ancestors, Necroxis. A grave sin, if you'll pardon the pun. It is tradition that small mementos be buried on top of Gilnean's graveyard, beneath the shallow earth. The stampede of people fleeing these tunnels has unearthed these mementos and angered the spirits. Find them and bring them to me. We'll see to it that they're dead, that the dead return to their eternal slumber. Basically, what happened is we have a ghost now. If things couldn't get even worse for the Gilneans, now we have ghosts killing everybody. Basically, I have to find in these soils a memento. Some of them don't even have one, so this might take a while. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll see you back. This will probably be the this little part will be the last part of this episode, I think. All right, I'm back. I have the 5 mementos. Let's talk to him. It says, "Let us hope this works." I have to place the blessed offerings at Adric's tomb. You've done it, Necroxis, even the time. Yeah, take him to the tomb. So the tomb is what, over here at the top? Hopefully I can get there without aggroing any more stupid ghosts. Yeah, here we go. Adric, whatever. Damn it. There. Okay, now place this. Scene time. There's Darius, Lorna, and King.
May the light bless the spirits of our ancestors, for they've chosen to allow my son to rest upon this holy ground. It is here, surrounded by the heroes and patriots of Gilneas, where he belongs.
You were a true man of the people, Liam. Unlike any royal I've ever met. We'll make them pay for this.
Gilneas will remember your courage forever, Liam.
We'll return, Liam. I
swear this to you.
Spoiler alert, doesn't happen. Because Blizzard just gave up on the Worgen storyline after the starting zone. Let's talk to Krenin.
We live another
The dead
day.
return to their slumber. Kiel Harbor. We've lost our city, but at least it looks like the dead have forgiven us. Meet with the rest of the survivors in Kiel Harbor. I'm sure there's plenty to do before we're in the clear. Gen hasn't arrived yet, so I suppose Lord Crowley will be in charge there. So, another thing that was a little bit confusing, that whole time we were doing the battle for Gilneas, it was like, we won, we won, we won. And then we drive Sylvanas from the city, and it's like, we won. But the whole point is she's using the plague now, and as much as I dislike it, the plague is pretty much the Forsaken's auto-win. Pretty much whenever they use it, they win automatically in a fight. It's something that I think is really kind of stupid. It has nothing to do with Horde or Alliance, which one I like more. I think that they've made Sylvanas far more of a fan service kind of character than she should ever have been. Frankly, she's one of the characters I hate the most now. Which is sad because I used to really, really like her. It's after Wrath, they just kind of ruined her completely, in my opinion. They took her and the Forsaken from kind of like a downtrodden and a race that was barely surviving, which I thought was cool and interesting for them. And now they're just like they win everything, and they anyone who fights them just loses because of the plague. And further in Cataclysm, Sylvanas then gets the Valkyr, which are like her literal manifestations of plot armor that she has that just prevents her from ever dying. Even when she like really dies in Silverpine Forest, she just comes back to life. So I'm not a fan of Sylvanas anymore. Let's see. We're going to actually, I think this is the good place to stop, because next time is going to be the finale. We've come to the harbor. The Night Elves have arrived on their ship. They have brought their glaive throwers. They have brought their sentinels. I believe Belrissa is here as well. Let's see if we can find her. Target Bell. I guess not. But she is here somewhere, because I remember we do talk to her at some point. So, yeah. Stay tuned next time, guys, which is the epic finale where we do something really cool. That's one of my favorite moments in the game, actually. Yeah, we're taking the fight to the Forsaken. And yeah, so I hope to see you next time where we conclude the story. Farewell.